Hello, greetings. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a yoga posture called Brahmācharyāsana. So the name of this posture is made up of 3 different Sanskrit words. So to break them down, Brahma means in Sanskrit universal consciousness according to the Vedas, which are Hindu scriptures. Charya, that's the second component of the word, of the name of the posture. So charya means to be engaged with, to be occupied with, to conduct oneself in, to follow, to move in a certain direction. And asana means posture. So Brahmacharya, it's also the 4th yama in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, and the yamas are it means restraint or constraint. You also have niyamas, which are like the not restraints. The yamas and niyamas in yoga philosophy are a kind of code or modes. They're like modes of conduct that are directed towards living a spiritually focused life. So Brahmacharya is actually the 4th yama in yoga, and again it's very much about a spiritually focused lifestyle. Brahmacharya would mean something like walking the path of God. So remembering, like with Brahma being universal consciousness, in this idea of God, and then Charya to follow. It's like following the path of God, following a spiritual path. Often what this entails is also the control, self-control, and especially the control over your senses, and in particular the control over your sexual energies. Now in yoga you have different branches, and the main one is that you have a path of Vedanta and you have a path of Tantra. So usually people that follow the path of Vedantic yoga, it's more like abstaining from stimulating your senses. So often it's also a more ascetic path that often entails celibacy. Now, people that practice more tantric forms of yoga will often not be celibate, and they'll engage in the senses as a way to also reach the same. So they both lead to the same point. All paths of yoga eventually are meant to lead to samadhi, this absolute dissolution and self-realization. Yeah, so now for the Tantra, for the people that follow more tantric forms of yoga, they will often also engage in sexual practices, but while retaining the vital seed. So what this means is that the sexual energy is actually sublimed, it's moved upwards, it's transmuted, and what this means is that it's like a refinement of these energies into more refined, more spiritual forms of energy. So it's using that sexual energy for a spiritual purpose through a process of transmutation, and it's kind of like an inner alchemy. Yes, okay, so that being said, Brahmācharyāsana is a yoga posture which supports this process of sublimation. So why? Because it moves the energy upwards. In particular, it moves it up to the 3rd eye, Ajna chakra, which is a chakra of vision. It's also a chakra that is about mental control, lucidity, focus. It's also the main command of all the other chakras, which are subordinate to Ajna chakra, meaning all the ones below it. Yes? So, last thing to be said about this are the contraindications for the practice of this posture. So do not practice this posture if you have a knee injury, groin injury, shoulder, wrist, so anything in the joints, because it can bring more pressure to those areas. Also don't practice this posture if you are pregnant, if you have a hernia, or if you have heart ailments. Yes, otherwise let's get into the practice. So Brahmācharyāsana, you would come to sit with the knees together. Again, you can pile up a pillow behind you if you need, but ideally your buttocks is on the floor. The legs and the thighs are completely together, with the tops of the foot on the mat, relatively close to your body. The spine is straight without overarching, without slouching. Your spine is straight and you place your palms on your knees. Yes, being straight, eyes closed, and you direct your eyes towards the third eye, Ajna chakra. Yes, focusing on the movement of energy up towards this chakra. Yes, so you hold it as long as is comfortable for you. The longer you can hold it, the better. Be careful with not overstraining your knees. So again, use a cushion if that's better for you. You don't want to hurt yourself in this posture. Gradually building up the duration of your practice. And yes, that was Brahmācharyāsana for you today. I hope you enjoy this posture. May you be well, may you be healthy, may you be happy, and may you be free. Namaste.